Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the shop right now turns out to be a BMW house. We got E36, E36 and E92 or E90. I always get them wrong or whatever. Anyways, Adams 335, E36, and then my E36 aka BIGBOOST. Today we're gonna be working on the E36 once more. This time I'm gonna be doing a couple of fixes and upgrades to make the car way better at the track. I'm having a little bit of cooling issues, so my car is taking forever to cool back down after runs. I want to be able to do more laps back to back, so I'm gonna try to mess with the hood today. And then also I may have damaged one of the wheel studs that I had before. I had these like eBay wheel studs that I put in a long time ago, and they never kind of like worked very well, but that's what I had. But today we're gonna change that because we got another care package from Condor Speed Shop. So they sent me some goodies to put on the E36 today. Got a bunch of paper. Aha, the good stuff. So we got a couple Condor Speed Shop stickers. Who wants some of these? And then also they sent me some nice koozies. This kind of like goes with the I don't know. Maybe I could give this one to Sharon. I'm pretty sure she will love this. It's kind of like her colors kind of thing. Then they also have a blue one. Oh, look at that. So you got boy and girl koozies. Anyways, we have right here a set of the Motorsports Hardware 90mm wheel stud kit. Also come with this nice racing lug nuts that are very friendly to use on, especially if you have like aftermarket wheels and stuff that you need to get a good grip on the lug nut. Also, it's like kind of like low profile, so since I have extended wheel studs, I will have like more studs stick out than on mine, so I look kind of like more aggressive. Then over here we have these N15 design E36 hood vents. They also come with nice black rivets. So inside these, let me try to like tear this without bending nothing. We have some new hood vents that I'm gonna be installing on the E36. They come already like this pre-cut, and then you just bend the fins to whatever angle you want them. So basically, my E36 is gonna have like hood vents like this, and then the other one is gonna go on the other side, something kind of like this. So I'm gonna have some raised hood vents on the car to eliminate the problem that I was having before with the wastegate just like burning the whole vinyl on this hood area. So it should help relieve some of the excess under the hood temperatures that I'm having right now with the turbo being top mounted and so close to the hood. So, and also will add a nice cool little look to the car. So like always, first thing I'm gonna have to do is put the car on the lift, get it up, and remove all the wheels so I can get started with the wheel stud installation, which is the most important part right now. Especially since you can see I'm missing one of my old ones that kind of like stripped out. That's the main reason why I wanted to do this upgrade. So I wouldn't have to go under these sketchy circumstances like this and have my wheel potentially fall off. Also, what do you think about my wheel fitment? I have conic ampliforms. These are 18 by 9.5 plus 35 offset. And then I have them wrapped with Pilot Sports 265 40/18 tires that are very meaty. Just look at this. It's a pretty aggressive track setup right here. Sweet, Mr. E36 is up in the air. So now let's start removing the wheels. I might have to re-tap the threads right here, so I'll just clean them up so I can put the new stud. At least I get to use my handy ingressor and impact gun. I love using this. I had this as my graduation from automotive school gift, so back since 2008 I have this and I love it. Look at this. Right there we go. Always gotta be very careful. It's like really RPM happy. Oh, there goes a nut. Well, my last stud kind of like messed up the first threads on my spacer, so I have to re-tap it real quick and see if I can fix it up. Now we're talking. That looks much better. So now I can use this again. I have to remove these old studs. I think they're 6mm Allen. These were also quick starts, so the ones that I got now are also quick starts, but the quality of this one is not exactly the same as the one I'm gonna install right now. Now I get to open my Motorsports Hardware stud kit. I'm gonna go ahead and just like open this side. I'm gonna pull 5 of these and then 5 nuts. Alright. Here you can tell the difference from the old stud to the new Motorsports Hardware stud. Notice here the little notch that stops the threads that go from the hub and the ones that go to the lug nuts is very thick, and the one that the Motorsports Hardware one is very thin, so it has a lower profile, so you can install your wheel a little bit nicer. Also, these ones are 90mm long, so you can use them with slip-on spacers and still be fine. Also, you have like the really nice race car look with these. Nose thickness on the Motorsports Hardware one is also a lot thicker and is more rounded to allow easier install of your lug nuts. Also, it might like prevent it from like accidentally cracking this part while installing it. The Motorsports Hardware stud uses a 5mm Allen socket to install these, so let's go ahead and put it on. First, I'm gonna make sure that my threads are good, so I'm gonna put it on finger tight and make sure it goes in all the way without a lot of excessive force. This is delicate enough. This is how we do it. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Now, absolutely important, make sure to apply some Permatex red thread locker on the threads that go onto the hub to make sure that it doesn't ever like wiggle out. You could use blue, but in this case I'd rather use red to make sure that it does not come off. And now again, finger tight, it should go right in. And this is what it looks like with the new studs. Now I gotta put the wheel back on and then try to put the nuts on and see what it looks like. Have you guys also seen my setup? So I have a dual caliper setup. I have welded on the brackets to adapt the second caliper. I also have solid swing arm mounts from Nerdtech. I have Condor Speed Shop reinforcement plates. I have Nerdtech arms. I have also converted to true coilover. So I'm running the BC true coilover setup with 4K springs. You can also tell on the top that the top hat is offset so the coil doesn't hit against the body of the car, or the chassis I mean. And then I also have the Condor Speed Shop brake lines. So I have stainless steel brake lines all the way around. You can also take a peek back here from my fuel setup. All the bulkhead fittings that go for my fuel system. I am also running Condor Speed Shop differential and subframe bushings that make this car handle really well. I'm also not running a sway bar. As you can see, I have the rear sway bar eliminated, so I don't need that for drifting. Actually handles really good without it. And then underneath I also got some really cool aero with the MK Motorsports rear diffuser. I almost forgot, before I install the lug nuts, I have to apply some Permatex aluminum anti-seize lubricant on the threads of my new studs to make sure they torque properly and also they don't seize into the stud and causing the same issue that I had before. I'm gonna apply a little bit on the beginning of each thread or each stud, and that should be enough. There's no need to like coat the whole thing because the lug nut will spread the lubricant across the tread so the wheel stud regardless. So pretty much like that. And now we put the wheel back on, center it, and then now we can put the new lug nuts in. And now we have that sick race car wheel stud poke. You can see the lug nuts all the way in there, very low profile. And also if I put my other spacers, which I use on the drift spares, which add 20 mil more spacer to the back of my hub, I have plenty of stud to do that. And now moving on to the front of the car, I have the same wheels. I have 18 by 9.5, but on the front I am using 235 40/18 tires that for most of the part clear my angle kit, but they are still hitting my control arm, which I should use 8.5-inch wheels. But I like how these ones look, so I'm using these ones all the time. But I can get more angle than I have been currently getting already on all my drift runs if I were to put the smaller wheel in the front. So I have a SLR Ultra Angle Kit, which is their most aggressive angle kit that they have for the BMW. And also I have the BC coilovers. These are custom made, super long. So I make sure so I'm aiming for the longest amount of stroke that I can get out of my front suspension while still fitting there. So I can put a longer spring, I could put a helper spring, but right now the car handles amazing as it is. You can see I also have the Condor Speed Shop brake lines in the front. These ones are longer than stock, so they have enough clearance for the angle kit. So if you turn the wheel very aggressively, it's gonna pull on the stock line. So with these, it allows you to hit full lock without stretching or getting the brake line caught in anything. On the front of my car, I'm only running a 35 mil spacer to make my wheel offset 0. I need 0 offset or maybe even -10 to allow clearance so the wheel doesn't hit back here. As you can see, sometimes it's been hitting, but if I put -10, then I have to also clearance my body kit a little bit more. So I think I'm happy with that. I never really hit full lock all the time, except like most of the time when I'm drifting, but yeah, it works. Then right behind the wheel, you can also appreciate this little guy right here. You can see the turbo from my wheel well, which is also very serviceable like this. And my wastegate right here that dumps right out the hood. I even match my headlights to my car. I said about the same purple, right? And then yeah, there's a little bit going on back here, but I really love my car. It handles so well. Now we're gonna make it even better. Now as far as the hood vents, I haven't lined up pretty much where I want, so I just put this tape outline here. This tape is for like the reference of how high into the hood I want it or how far in. And then my wastegate tube is around here, so I'm gonna have to cut between 2 fins. So I can't cut one all the way because then I'll lose the entire fin obviously, so I have to like do it in between fins so it has a better, more clean look. The kit comes with this nice template that I cut out, so I'm able to finally draw where I need to cut off on the hood for the fins to clear. So normally it brings 2 of these, so just cut the inside, then cut the little frame part so I can actually cut it right on the outline where they designed it to be. I have run out of time, so I'm guessing I'm gonna have to finish the video tomorrow right before the next thing I'm gonna be doing with the E36. This is the outlines of the holes that I traced out. So all I have to do is just cut these and then prep the area so I can then fit the fins. And we are back. Yesterday I took the E36 to the track. I got to take Sharon on her first run along. It was really fun. I was able to do non-lifting runs all the way through, so the footage is insane. So luckily the outlines did not get erased, so I have to find a way to cut this real nicely without messing the hood up. I gotta cover the engine bay so a bunch of this metal dust doesn't land where I don't want it to land. So now we got a pretty good cutout line. Should be nice and easy. First, I think I'm gonna do a drill hole, and then I try to use the hacksaw to just like cut everything out. And then I'm gonna try to use the little grinder to just carve out these little pieces. And there we have our first new cutout hole. Try to do these things pretty nice. I can just like grind them up real neat, clean them up. But I think this is a pretty good cut. Here we have our blank piece. It's gold on one side and carbon on the other side. Will you look at that? There is no going back now. This is it. Holes forever. Now that I have both holes cut out, it's time to hit it with some black primer. So I'm gonna use some of this and just like touch up the edges so it doesn't rust out. I ended up cutting a nice little hole for the wastegate on this vent. Then I painted him flat black with flame-proof paint, since it's gonna be literally right next to open flame source. I use flame-proof paint, that way it doesn't just like bubble like the valve cover the last one. I could always just go full vent like this. So now I'm gonna see adjust my damper and check my alignment, or check the engine oil while I'm at it. The kit comes with nice black rivets, so I'm gonna use a 1/8 drill bit, and then I can drill the holes to mount the plates. I have 2 rivets holding the piece in place, and then now I can probably secure these ones and then keep drilling the rest and finishing it off. I'm really liking the way it's looking right now. It's a good choice of color. And this van is now fully installed. This looks really cool. I like the look a lot. I just gotta finish this one doing the same thing. You can now see Showman through the vent. Look at that. Wait, Showman, I can see you through the vent.
Behind bars where I should be.
And this is what it looks like from underneath. Actually, it looks better from underneath than it does from outside. I really enjoy the view from the bottom. You know what I mean. All right, this is it, guys. We are completely done with the E36. Now it can just be put away for the next Rift event and maybe wash it because it's very, very dirty. Well, guys, that's it for today. Wheel cells are installed and so are the hood vents. Now I gotta get back to work because I got a lot of things to do before we head out to St. Louis. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Please smash that like button and subscribe for more awesome content. And also be sure to check out Condor Speed Shop for their cool parts.